Man. Confessions. I want to pick up from where I left off yesterday because a lot of people were asking me. They were like, got so many people hit me up, asking me, "Oh, confessions. Hey, how is it that you consider yourself a male whore, ex-male whore?" And I want to give people a little bit of the background on why I consider myself ex-male whore. It's a lot. So life for me, and I gave you from 14 to 18. When I hit 18, things just really just went out of wow for me. Life really changed. That's when the women really started coming at me more because I was starting to model. I had this blonde hair, this eye ring, and it was just like I was the guy for some reason back home. I was one of the guys. I was, I wasn't a dope boy. I was just some dude, pretty boy, or if that's what you want to say, a pretty boy that had a lot of options when it came to women. And I didn't know my power. I never understood my power, and I never understood that women were going to cling to me like that. But at the same time, it was about, I never met a woman that gave me that challenge of saying, hey, I'm gonna make you really earn my respect, or I'm gonna make sure you take me to dinner, or you gonna make sure you take me out, or anything. It was one girl I used to date. She was the only one I ever went to dinner with, but I never went to dinner with nobody. I didn't. Like, it was no, oh, let's go to Golden Corral, or, or Ryan's, or a Spaghetti Factory. Like, those were no options. Like, it would always just, hey, come over. I don't think they even fed me any food. To think about it, nobody fed me food. So it was like, hey, I'm coming over. I'm just giving them dick. And that was it. But I never went forward. It was just they always would come, hey, you want to come over and mess around? So it was not like I was cool with getting the number, we good. And my option always been like, I'm a wait on the right female. And I ended up dating this girl I met this girl when I was like 15 years old, and she was like the most beautiful woman. Like, wow. When I tell you, like, wow, she's wow. I met her at this club called Club X. Actually, it was a Palace. I met her at this club called Club Palace downtown. She lived in Indiana. And this is when I was kind of going through, like, my gangbanger stage. I'm like, I'm going to be a thug. I want to be a thug. And I started this gang called Untouchable Thugs. And I had cats that were hanging with me. And everybody back home was like Crip Blood. And I'm like this dude that goes to Iroquois High School, that I went to school about 10 o'clock, and I would always get out at like, no, actually, I got out at 10. I went in at like 7:20. I got out at 10 every single day. So every time I would get out, I always went over to Chick's house. That was it. I was always getting some buns when I left. Every time. And I didn't have the male role model in my life because I lived on my own. It was me, my cousin, my brother. We all had our own spot out Iroquois. So nobody was there to tell me, hey, this is how you want to treat a woman. This is what you should expect for a woman. This is what you should do with a woman. None of that. Like, everything was walked through. I think it was like I learned by example, by teaching myself. But none of the women were ever like, hey, put on the condom. I put it on myself. So all the women that I slept with from 14 through 18, nobody was like, oh, put on a condom. I put on a condom. Because I used to do this test. It used to be this test I would do where I get all heated with a girl. We kissing and rubbing and touching and stuff like that. And they would open their legs, and I'd get ready to put it. And they wouldn't say that. And I'd be like, you wasn't going to tell me to put on a condom? You ain't going to say nothing about putting on a condom at all. And I started noticing that these chicks they were okay with me messing with a bunch of different women. So I didn't know what monogamy was. I knew nothing about what monogamy was. There was no such thing as having one girl. They always knew me as a playboy. So none of the chicks would ever challenge the whole thing. It's like I had one girl that would be like, am I number one or number two? I'm like, what do you want to be? She's like, I want to be number one. I'm like, all right. And then we had sex out on a basement somewhere. But it was like there was no respect level there for me to even start respecting women growing up. Like the only reason why I respected women because I was like, I want to treat a woman nice. But nobody taught me how to open the doors and close doors and women walking on the inside. I was watching a movie, Pretty Woman. I was watching Pretty Woman, and I remember Richard Gere trying to treat this prostitute like a queen. He started like treating her like a lady. And I was like, you know something? It don't matter if you come from the gutter or if you in these high states, every woman deserves to be treated like a queen. And I all of a sudden just start opening up doors, open up, you know, pulling out my chair when a girl would get up to go to the restroom, or we'd be sitting over her house, she'd get up and go to the restroom, I'd stand up, and then she's like, why you stand up? But like, I just thought it was polite. If anytime you exit the room, I need to stand up. But we never went to dinner. So their standards were so low, it was just like, hey, Romeo's coming to see me. Andre's coming to see me. Like, they never set a standard on how I should treat them at all. There was none. The only thing I had to do was just not call them bitch, not cuss them out. But I could do anything I wanted to do without a problem. And they would never say anything about it. It was never nothing there to say, hey, treat me like a lady. Hey, don't do this. And this is back when everybody had pagers. I remember my pager, man. Like girls always paged me all the time. I paged them. You know, you had the 69 page or the 51 page. And you already knew who it was. Like, oh, 51. Oh, let me call so-and-so back. So-and-so. So I'm partying all the time and I'm meeting chicks. I'm partying all the time, I'm meeting chicks. At the same time, I got this girl that I was dating. So I got this girl that I'm dating off and on. She lives in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And I'm like, this is what I want. I want to marry this girl. I'm going to marry this girl. I remember putting in my yearbook and senior yearbook and junior yearbook. I'm going to marry this girl in Indiana, live off 2nd Street. I'm like, this is my heart. I love this girl. Like, boom. But at the same time, we would lose contact. I'm hanging with this dude named Damon. And I remember I went to football practice and I was on my way back home. And the dude paged me. I got off the bus. I went over his house, like showing me all his clothes, showing me all his Tommy Nautic and everything. He's like, hey, man, he's going to Southern Middle School. I'm going to Iroquois. I'm at football practice. I'm like, hey, I'm ready for school. You ready for school? He's like, yeah. He's like, man, I got jumped. I'm like, what? Oh, no, not the homie. Not the homie. No, the homie didn't get jumped. So we go over to LaSalle place, where he supposedly got jumped, and I just start stealing the dude. Bow, bow, bow. I'm talking about this dude is like, at the time, 6'2", 6'3", about 245 pounds. I'm 120, 30 pounds at the most. 130 pounds at the most. Dude takes off running. I'm like, who over here jumped my homie? It's whatever, bro. It's whatever. Ain't nobody jump him. One dude hit him. He took off running. I'm like, what you talking about? One dude hit him. Dude that I was fighting came and hit me from the side, knocked me the fuck out. Out. Nigga, I'm gone. I wake up. The ambulance waking me up. That was the changing point in my life, because I was already kind of picky about the cats I was hanging around. I was hanging around this cat named Blue. I was hanging around this fake dude named Monster. I was hanging around some cats, and I remember Monster coming from California, and he was like, he was a big crip out in California. That's what he was quote unquote saying. We don't know, you know, we out in Louisville, so everybody kind of giving him like OG love, like he's a. Turned out he was a straight pussy. Straight pussy. All these cats, straight pussy. Only ones I remember that was cool, that was about their life, was like my homeboy Blue, my homeboy Snoop. Like, all of them were like real cool, humble ass guys. The cats that I was hanging around turned out like bitches. All of them. Like, all of them. They were all bitches. So I stopped hanging around dudes all around. Like my love and hanging for dudes, like as friends, I stopped fucking with dudes, like all the way around. I wasn't hanging around nobody that was a dude. Everybody was hanging around females, and I kind of looked at it like, you know, if I'm gonna hang around bitches, I'm gonna hang around bitches, actual women. And I don't mean call them bitches out of disrespect, but I was like, I'm gonna hang around bitches. I'm not hanging around no dudes that's acting like bitches. I woke up in the hospital, dog. Woke up in the hospital. I'm talking about, I look like Martin after he got knocked out by a haggler. I was like fucked up. I ended up, the changing point in my life, because I ended up leaving Iroquois and going to Dawes. And when I went to Dawes, like life changed for me. Life changed. I was introduced to white girls, more white girls. I'm like, white girls? Like I messed with one, two white girls, but I never really messed with anybody. But I'm in this environment where I'm not around black women. I'm all around all white women, or black dudes that only mess with white women. And I remember me and my brother, them, like, we were always hanging out, and, you know, we were talking. I never knew how hard it was to talk to white girls, or how easy it was to talk to white girls. And me and my homeboy, we were breaking into people's spots. Like, we were breaking into people's spots, and I would always work, we'll break into houses, and we'll have all this shit. And then we got all these girls on us, like all these girls on us. I never was drinking. I ended up starting to drink. I'm sitting now, and the reason why I tell people this turning point, because life for me within 2 months really changed for me when it came to things. And sitting out and somebody come talking about somebody knocking on somebody's door, like knocking on somebody's window and running. Some lady came talking out. My brother's like, man, ain't nobody knocking on your window. The lady says it again. Somebody was knocking on my brother. My brother was like, hey, well, nobody knocking on your window. I'm trying to get my first piece of white girl out there. This girl named Melissa. I'm like, she thick, first thick white girl I've experienced in my life. Now, I've been trying to knock this girl out for like 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks, my fault. 8 days, all right, 8 days. I've been trying to bash. She won't let me bash. I'm like, man, she won't let me go. Lady says again, my brother, Clock, bitch, ain't nobody knocking on your fucking door. What you talking about? Soon as she says that, 2 Hispanic guys come out. One like 5 foot, the other one like 5'2". Pushing me and my brother, we going back and forth. Hold on, bro, we ain't with that. The dude walks in the hallway, come back out with a 22. My brother moves. I'm like, man, get away from with that gun. Dude put it to my head. Pow! Shot me in the back of my head. Boom, I fall to the ground. I fell to the ground as a reaction, like some dramatic shit, like I was in acting class. And the dude kicks me in my head. I get up, take off running. I slip, he shoots. Pow! Take off again. Boom, he shoots. Boom, I slip. Take off running, I go to the store, police come there. I go to ambulance, I get to the house. Get to the hospital. Whole family's up there. The lady takes her pinky, put it through my back of my head, because the bullet went all the way through the back of my head. So they was like an inch more, I would have been dead or paralyzed. First I thought, you know, the situation with me waking up in the hospital, that was September like the 6th. And then I get shot in my head September the 16th. 2 times. Like I basically almost kind of died. And I called this girl that I've been like falling for the longest. And she was in Jeffersonville. And I remember telling her, like, man, I'm out the hospital. I'm getting out the hospital. I just got shot. She was like, oh my God. She was like, Andre, I'm so sick of you getting into the stuff. You got so much more in you. You know what I'm saying? You need to, you know, get your life together, because you got so much in you. And from that moment, I changed my life. And I was like, man, I'm not going to be messing with all these chicks or anything. I'm done. I'm just going to focus on her. Everything was good. I get out, get home. I knock off the white girl. I knock off the white girl. It's like she gave me some because I got shot. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? She gives me some as soon as I get out the hospital. And I don't know if she gave me some because I took a bullet in front of her, or just my game. I looked sexy with a, you know, I looked sexy after I got shot. But I thought I was Tupac. I done took a bullet. Women found that out and they were throwing ass at me like that. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They throwing so much ass at me. It went from me messing with one girl to me just automatically doing threesomes at 17. What? I got shot when I was 16. So 16 years old, I'm doing nothing but threesomes. I'm 16 years old doing threesomes because I got shot. Whoa. Wow, this is crazy. Life's changed for me then. I'm like, oh, I'm Tupac? Like, women would hear, the girls, not women, but girls would hear that I got shot, and they just automatically call their girl over. Girl, Andre's over here. He just got out the hospital. He got shot, girl. We need to take her. So, right after I got shot, threesome. This is in the 90s, this is 97, 98, 99. Girls are doing threesomes with me in high school. What? Do you think I was gonna calm down? Do you actually think I was ready to calm down now? I'm 16, 17 years old doing threesomes all the time. I'm like, dude, white girls, 2 white girls at the same time. I'm like, dude, life for me changed because at the same time, I wanted to calm down. I wanted to understand monogamy. I wanted to have like one girl. I knew that I had this good one girl that was in my life. But at the same time, I was introduced to the freaky stuff at so young of an age, with no consequences, with no girl saying, hey, you got to take me to dinner. Hey, you got to respect me. Hey, you got to do. The only respect I had to give was not call them bitch, call them hoe, or, you know, hit them. But I can hit them late on the page. I ain't call their house because everybody had pages, so I would page. And that's all it was. Monogamy? I do no monogamy? I'm not doing no kind of monogamy. I'm not doing any of that. I'm noticing that the harder they thought I was and the more doggish they thought I was, the more women wanted me. Like when I would talk bad, I ain't have to call them a bitch, call them a hoe. I'd be like, man, fuck you, get out my face, whatever, and hang the phone up on them. Boom. They calling me back. Hey, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm like, wow. Like I noticed when I was an asshole to women, they loved it more. They wanted it. They didn't say don't disrespect, don't do this. I had this thing where I never talked to dark-skinned girls. It was just like watching television. It was like all they showed was high yellow, light-skinned women on TV, and they never showed dark-skinned women. And all the time they would show like dark-skinned women, they were ugly, except for like Felicia Rashad, and it was only a few Shania Lathan, I think I might have saw her on the movie, and Stacey Dash probably saw on the movie. But I was never messing with dark-skinned women. Like actually, I would meet a dark-skinned woman. I would meet like a dark-skinned woman, and I would hang, like literally treat them different because I'm like, oh, she light-skinned. I'm done with this. I ain't talking no light-skinned girl. I mean, no dark-skinned girl. It was only light-skinned. That's what life showed me. That's all it showed me. Like, oh, talk to these light-skinned women, talk to these light-skinned women. And then the dark-skinned women that I would meet, they'll be about that life. But at the same time, if I met a light-skinned girl that looked like her, I would diss her. And I would diss her. And then I started noticing that the dark-skinned women that I was talking to in high school, like, they would do anything without a, like, whatever. Like, I don't know, say, you know, and I learned the whole Willie Lynch mentality. I learned that stuff, but I ain't know nothing about none of that in high school. I ain't know nothing about that in middle school. I thought I was the ugliest dude around. None of the girls in high school talked to me. That's why I never mess with any girl in school to this day to try to talk to me. I won't talk to them, like, on some messing around. They cool as hell, but sex-wise, no, you diss me in school. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna talk to you. I was already hurt. I'm like, man, I'm hurt. I don't want this. Dark-skinned women, I was like, man, get out my face, man. And I remember I met like one that was cool as hell. Had me come over her house. She jumped on the bus and bounced on me. I didn't even know, like, wow. So only women I'm messing with is light-skinned. So at a young age, I started thinking light-skinned to dark-skinned, light-skinned to dark-skinned. Dark-skinned girl, I wasn't even giving no love. I ain't know nothing about that. Ain't nobody tell me dark-skinned women are just as good, if not better. Nobody showed me that love. Nobody showed me to respect dark-skinned women. They were like light-skinned, 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 light-skinned. That's all I saw. And then I even knowing, like, the girls that took me through the most BS in my life was light-skinned. I'm like, wow. At an older, like getting older, I was like, wow, the light-skinned girls, I let them get away with too much bullshit. I'm like, I let them get away with murder, but a dark-skinned girl say something wrong. Oh, whatever, you dark-skinned, the fuck out of my face. No one was there to teach me anything about how to treat women. But at the same time, none of the girls, neither their dad wasn't in their life, and some that had dad, they dad loved me. They dad loved me because all I did was look at them in their face. Hey, how you doing, sir? Oh, he called me sir? Y'all good. What? I started learning when I would meet girls' dads. If I said, yes, sir, no, sir, how you doing, sir? That was it. Nigga, I could stay over their house in a room by myself and smash their daughter while they in another room because they trusted me because of the fact I would say, yes, sir, no, sir. That was it. None. So you got this young dude that's 16, 17 years old running around. I got my own crib doing whatever I want to do. Women not telling me, oh, no, I need to go to dinner. I need to go to the movies. Like, they ain't never asked me to go to movies. I went to movies with one chick. Women were requiring that. None of them required me to show them or even respect them as a woman. They never, because they were never taught that. I'm from the hood. My mom's on crack cocaine. I ain't have a dad in my life. Don't nobody get. I'm the only reason why I was alive besides God was a girl in Jeffersonville, Vonnie, that told me that I was better. She told me I was better. And all I did was put the icing on the cake for light-skinned women, because if it was not for her, I'd probably be dead. I'm in jail somewhere. And I know for sure that if it was not for her, I would be in jail somewhere. Because the whole thing, I ain't have no kids. I was waiting on her. I was like, I'm going to get her pregnant. I'm going to marry her. I'm good. But then I got introduced to all these threesomes in high school. I'm not the star athlete. And this is pre me wrestling for Dawes High School. This is just 18 before I graduated. I got all these women throwing at me. So you got this kid that was a nerd that took off his glasses, because I used to get called Steve Urkel growing up. Then I took off my glasses. All the girls like, oh, woo, you look good. You look like Stephon Arkell. Everywhere I would go, you look like Stephon Arkell. Boom, give me their number. Girl, I thought dude look like Stephon Arkell. I'm like, God, I don't, but okay. Okay, I'll take that. If you think Stephon Arkell sexy and I look like Stephon Arkell and you give me some ass, girl, I'm Stephon Arkell. So I learned at a young age that the standards for women was so low. The bar was so simple, but none of the dudes, I remember I used to tell my homies, bro, this is all I do. Open up the door. How you doing? You look beautiful. And they'll let me smash. That was it. I ain't have to take them no pop, no Fago. I ain't have to take them no Grippos. I ain't have to take them no Now Laters. I ain't have to take nothing to their house. There was never a demand for anything. So you just got you just got a dude that knows, hey, at a young age, I'm packed. I was packing. I didn't know how big my dick was in high school until a girl told me, damn, you big. I didn't know what that was. I never looked at my boy. He's been in my pants my whole life. It was not until a girl once told me, you got a big dick, that I realized, whoa. But then I got to thinking, like, my first girlfriend was 25 when I was 15. 25. I'm killing it. But at the same time, she cheated on me with her dude that got out of jail. And I remember I was going over to smash and I fell inside. I'm like, hold on. This ain't the same shit I've been. And I stopped. I'm like, dude, you had sex? She was like, how you know? Bitch, I just fell inside you. What are you talking about? I can't follow some dude. I'm 15 years old. This nigga's 30. I can't follow that. I can't follow that. I can't do nothing with that. But I knew, damn, dude, you got a big penis. Girls are telling you, this is pre going to the movies. This is pre going over. I just would pull my shit out when we have sex. But I never told girls. I never let. So it got to the point where I would go to like the clubs and go to parties, and we always used to go to this thing called Day 5 Alive at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom. It was Kentucky Kingdom before Six Flags. And we would go to Day 5 Alive, have a party. I meet a chick, take over behind like Mile High Falls, or take over to Thunder Run and smash her in a picnic area. I'm doing this all the time. Smash, 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 smash. Every Friday, I'm going there. They have the dance contest. Hey girl, you want to go somewhere? Boom, smash. I was just a dude with a bike, a bus pass, and I found out I had a big dick, and the girls were going crazy over me. And then it takes you to the next level where I start to wrestle. And I ended up becoming a wrestler at Dawes High School, and I ended up becoming one of the top in the state. When girls found out I was one of the top wrestlers in the state, when I talk about 1 or 2 women doing threesomes and stuff like that, I started getting women everywhere. Everywhere. Meade County, Breckinridge County, Radcliffe, Hardin County, everywhere. Bowling Green, Lexington, all these chicks. Because I'm going to these wrestling tournaments, and these girls are seeing me, and they like, oh, he look cute. Life just changed, dude. Life changed, so I got all these women coming at me. Boom, boom, boom. I got my own crib, my own spot. And then things changed. I'm sitting outside, and I found out that the girl I ended up dating, which was a long story because after I got shot, my mom moved me to Meade County with her boyfriend and his peoples, and I ended up going to North Hardin High School, and I ended up meeting what is now my baby mama. So I meet this girl in church, and the first day I meet her, she gives me head. Okay. I'm in the country. I'm talking about, I don't know what school I want to go to, but then I go to North Hardin, and she lived in Hardin County. First time I met her after church, she gave me head. Probably the best head I ever got in my life, because she was Indian, she was Native American and black, with long, pretty hair, blue eyes. No, hazel eyes, yeah, because I ain't seen it so long. Hazel eyes. Bad. Baby mama bad. I ain't gonna trip. Bad. At the time, she probably ugly as hell now, but bad. Me and my son good. Me and my son, we good. So I meet this girl, and I'm in Radcliffe going to school at North Hardin. I'm meeting German and black, Blasian, Blackson, girl. I get introduced to Wu-Tang. I ain't know nothing about Wu-Tang because everybody in Louisville was Bone Thugs and Harmony. I ain't know nothing about no Wu-Tang. I ain't know nothing about that. I'm getting introduced to Asian girls. I'm getting introduced because in Radcliffe is right next to Fort Knox, which is a military base. So everybody that wasn't on campus, wasn't on base, with chicks you could find. I met a Swiss girl. I ended up meeting this girl from Sweden. 6'4", dude. 6'4". Like she had to be like 220. Thick. I'm talking about thick. She's on me. Like, oh, what? I'm walking through school and girls just like, hey, dude's off the chain. He look good. Just because I came from Louisville. So all the girls from Radcliffe, because I'm from Louisville, are on me. Boom. My cousin Avery. And it got to the point where the homeboys I was cool with started hating on me because of the fact that all the girls was loving me because I was from Louisville. Oh, my numbers went up, dog. My numbers went up. So I'm smashing all these girls when I'm going to North Hardin High School, and I would cut class, and I would go to girls' house, smash, come back to school, go to girls' house, smash, come back to school. And we moved back because my mom and her boyfriend, they go through a breakup, whatever, and I end up going back to school, and I get introduced to selling weed. We ain't have no food, man. My mom really got out there real bad on the drugs real bad. And I remember my brother, like I was always kind of working. And I remember we didn't have a dime, man. Our lights got cut off. And my brother said, hey, bro, I don't want to do. I want to have fun with you for Derby, man, because you never do anything for Derby. My brother's only a year older than me. He was like, man, I'm about to write bad checks, and I'm gonna go to J.C. Penney. We went to J.C. Penney. No, we went to Dillard's, and he wrote like a $200 bad check to get us clothes and food, cause we ain't have nothing. And he was like, man, I can't let us keep starving. And that's why I love my brother to this day. We don't talk, but I love my brother to this day because of that. But I kind of thought that he was doing that because I got shot in the head for him. Because I think, and I tell anybody this, the guy was going to shoot my brother first. He was going to shoot my brother. My brother ran out the way, and I'm sitting there trying to be hardcore. Can't kill a bullet. You can't fight a bullet. And I think my brother feels guilty because I got shot in front of him. So I think at a point in time, he kind of felt guilty over that. But at the same time, me and my brother didn't really get along like that because my brother was light-skinned and his grandparents didn't really care for me like that. And I think it was only kind of like a package deal. And I learned at a young age, me even being dark-skinned, that my brother did not care for me in that light because my brother spit in my face. So I was like, you brother spit in your face, he can't really care about you, you know. And then all of a sudden my dad pops back in my life. I ain't seen my dad since I was 5, 6 years old. And he pops back in my life and he pops in like he never went anywhere. My daddy to this day still call me baby. I'm like, bro, I'm 38 years old, man. He still calls me baby. But I'm gonna give him, I let him do it because he missed that time. It wasn't my mom's fault. He hit my mom left, and that was it. So I'm growing up, and for so many years, I felt I was an ugly guy, and I felt the only reason why women wanted me was for sex. So that was my way of dealing with all the depression, all the stress, and everything that was going on in my life. And I remember finding myself outside on a basement with a gun to my head, wanting to kill myself because I didn't want to live anymore. Nobody talked to me about mental health. Nobody talked to me. I didn't want to live anymore because my brother's telling me I'm his half brother. I'm not his real brother. I don't talk to none of my family. Then it turned out, hey, dude, at a young age, your older cousin molested you. I didn't know any of that stuff was the reason why I was sleeping with all these women until I'm sitting outside with a gun to my head like it's ready to shoot myself, but I couldn't afford a bullet, so I forgot. But I was ready to kill myself because of the fact that all this stuff hit me. My brother spit in my face. My mom on drugs. Nobody wants me in their life. Everything's just hitting bad. I'm like, I remember sleeping with this girl, and it was like I've been sleeping with so many women, and then everything just came up like, Dre, this is how you dealing with your stress. This is how you dealing with mental illness, with your depression and everything. You're sleeping with women for love, for affection, because I wasn't hearing I love you. I wasn't having nobody coming up saying I want to be with you. The only reason why I felt that women love me was because sex. Like I felt that was my only way of having somebody in my life was sex. So that for that time, I'm like, now I'm addicted to sex because that is my medication to dealing with depression. That was my medication to dealing with depression because I used to act out. Even though I was a 3.0 student, my act out was going find a woman, having sex with them because I didn't smoke weed, I didn't do drugs, I didn't drink, I didn't do any of those things. And life for me was about women, and that was it. Like, I knew I wanted to be something in life. I knew that. Nobody told me, hey, you're going to be this, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be this. Nobody told me that. The reason why I was making it because I felt that everybody in the hood in Iroquois were going to jail. Because at first, everything was good. When I was living in the hood, we had a center, we had everything. We was doing karate, with basketball, football. Then all of a sudden, in like 95 through 2000, they shut everything down. All my homeboys started selling dope. None of them dudes, all of us were star athletes doing whatever. We were all good, going the right way. Only a mom. Everybody only had moms, no dads there. The whole neighborhood, no dads, all moms. And everybody was doing good. I mean, we had some of the top basketball players, like everybody. Every single kid that lived in the project. My cousin to this day, Steve, got the coldest crossover 3-point with no, boy, cold. My homeboy Bay, cold. My homeboy BG, cold. Everybody were cold in their sports. Like whatever we played, they were good at it. Not at a okay level. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett. I'm talking about at least going to the league kind of good. But we didn't have nobody to teach us that we were that good at whatever. In mine, I'm like, I'm doing everything. We all going to school, we all good. But at the same time, none of them knew what I was dealing with. None of them knew that I was dealing with depression because we didn't talk about none of that. It ain't like today where they talk about depression and all that. Our whole thing was, how do we get out the projects? How do we get out of here? We didn't know what we wanted to be. We knew nothing about that. So for me, for life, when it finally catches up with me that, hey, boy, this is how you're dealing with your stress. This is how you're dealing with depression. This is how you're dealing with all these things, is through women. Life changed. Life changed for me. I go back home to Louisville, and I got my own spot, and I just graduated from high school. And I'm talking about now, when I graduated from high school, like, I really got all these girls that's really coming over to the spot. They always coming over to the spot. I'm the only dude, probably one of the only dudes in Louisville with blonde hair, eye ring. They call me Baby Cisco. All these girls every day, every single day. A new girl on my house every single day. Because now this is my medicine. Even though I found out, hey, boy, this is why you're having sex so much, because you're dealing with depression. I never called it depression. I was like, I'm addicted to it. So that was my regular Tylenol or Advil, as you might say, or whatever they have, Ritalin, whatever, not Ritalin, but Adderall. That was how I dealt with depression. It was through sex. It was women. So every single day, it was a new woman. Every single day, it's a new woman, or every week, it's a new woman. Not every day, but every other day, it's a new woman, or every week, it's a new woman. So this is how I'm dealing with stress. This is how I'm dealing with it. So, you're a whore, Dre. Oh, my God. Dude, you're a whore. But you're not getting paid for being a whore. You're getting sex, which is your medication to help you be sane and walking around out here and not shooting anybody. Because I had already started a gang. But after I got jumped and shot, I was like, oh, shit, this gang life ain't for me. I can't do that. I'm done. I'm done with this. So now I'm a playboy. Now I'm not a gigolo, but, hey, I'm just a dude that have sex with a bunch of girls. Dre, hey, you're a whore then. What? Why you a whore? Oh, because your mama called you a Santa Claus. So ho, ho, ho. So, hey, you're a whore. All right. Because I always heard that. So when people be like, oh, why you call yourself a whore? I'm like, my mom always said I was Santa Claus. So ho, ho, ho. I've been having sex since I was 9 years old. So from 9 years old, I'm having sex. So I was my babysitter when I was 5 years old. She molested me. Then my cousin tried to molest me twice. So, hey, what's going on, dude? So at a young age, because it's introduced to me, the Playboy channel and all this, I got active with sex. But I remember at a young age, when I was 5 years old, girls used to say, hey, come sit on my lap. Older girls, 13, 14, come sit on my lap, squeezing my cheeks. Oh, you're a pretty boy. Oh, you so cute. You're going to be my boyfriend. Oh, my God, you're so cute. You're going to be my boyfriend. Every girl, I remember going to the dentist. This teeth right here, when I was a kid, I was living out Shade Bar and went to the dentist, Dixie Highway, and I remember it was right next behind the Burger King building. Me being in there, and I'm crying because they're pulling my teeth out. And I remember the nurse pulling her titty out and taking my hand and put it on her titty at the dentist's office, like pulling it out, boom. And the doctor, evidently, they were so used to doing it. I didn't know. I was feeling on a titty, a white titty. So the first time I felt on a titty, a white titty, it was 5 years old in a dentist's office, and it kept me from crying. They pulled my teeth out, and then they gave me a little thing to go get a shake at Burger King. Okay. So then I remember, hey, why is it that your teachers, when you're a kid, we climb up on the desks and stuff like that? Why is your teacher letting you look between her legs? Not that she didn't know, she knew it. And she would let me look between her legs. I'm a little boy, I don't know, I'm playing around. So I saw no panties. My teacher is not wearing panties I'm 6 years old, going to Bruce Middle School because they had a kindergarten and Head Start program there. I'm crawling up under the desk. The teachers are letting me look between their legs. Oh, okay, Dre. So sex to me, I'm like, whoa, I'm getting exposed to it. I'm getting exposed to it. So when I'm a kid and I look good and I'm cute, and my mom would go over her friend's house because they all would use drugs, and they would have their daughters and all them babysitters. Their daughters let me suck on their titty. Let me rub on her titty. They're 13 and 14 years old. I'm 6 and 7 years old. I'm rubbing on titties. I'm sucking on titties. My babysitter having me eat her out when she's babysitting me. I don't know about this shit. I wasn't, nobody told me about this stuff. Nobody came to me and said, hey, Dre, is anything going on in your life that you need? Because I wasn't saying it, because it's different when you're a little boy, because that's getting thrown at you. You know, hey, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Hey, Dre, what is this? What is this? My head is spinning because I'm learning at a young age that none of the women that I met ever said, hey, don't do that, boy. Don't do this. They were always like, I'll go over, sit on my lap, rub on my pussy, rub on my titty. These are little 12, 13, 14-year-old girls that's babysitting me, that's watching me, that's doing that. I go to the doctor's office, the nurse is pulling a titty out, let me rub on it. My teachers at school in kindergarten open up their legs, let me look between their legs. They're letting me look through it. Not saying, no, boy, get from under there. They're letting me look at that. All because I'm a cute little boy. I'm a little cute little boy that let me do this stuff. So at a young age, I knew nothing about monogamy. At a young age, I knew nothing about, boy, you shouldn't do this. I knew nothing about none of these things because my mom's not there coherent because she's on drugs. Not that bad, but she, great mom. But when she got into her addiction phase, her doors closed and all her friends over doing crack cocaine, I didn't know about none of that stuff. I just knew my mom opened up the door and she had a funny face like, yeah. I'm like, we can get $2. Knock on the door. Mama, you got $1? Yeah, boy. Hey, one of y'all got $2 and give us $2. Like, hey, mama opened up that door. Me and my brother knew it. Mama opened up the door. She got a funny face. Nigga, we can get some money. She opened the door. She got a bad face. Don't say shit. Don't do nothing. Mama, you got $2? Boys. All right, open up the door. That was that. So, going up, I found that in the black community, there was no such thing as mental illness. There was no such thing as calling the cops because your kid got molested by your uncle or by your cousin. Because in the black community, when a kid gets molested by their uncles or cousins or nieces, something like that, they just don't take them around them anymore. They didn't do that. So, hey, Andre, you've been molested 3 times growing up. The nurse at the dentist's office is letting you rub on her titty. The teachers at your school are opening up their legs, letting you look at it. All the older girls that are babysitting you are letting you suck on their titties and rub on them. So, Andre, all I knew about was sex. But then all of a sudden, when one time everything hit me, at 18 years old, 17, actually I was 17 with a gun to my head because I want to kill myself. Dre, this is how you dealing with your stress. Bro, this is how you dealing with your stress. How you dealing with your stress through having sex with women. I didn't know about that. So, yeah, so when people ask me like, hey, bro, why do you consider yourself a whore? Why do you consider yourself this? It goes back to the term my mom would say. Dre ain't nothing but a Santa Claus. He's a ho, ho, ho. And I held on to that. Yeah, I'm going to be a hoe. I'm a safe hoe. I'm wearing condoms. I never had an STD or anything like that. But I was never taught about monogamy. I was never taught how to treat a woman. I was never taught to take a girl out to dinner or do any of those things growing up at all. The only respect I had to do for a woman was respect my mom, my grandma, my aunties, and everybody else that was in my family. But it was outside of that. It was no take them to movies. It was no respect them. It was no that. I did that because I knew that if I acted better, girls would just throw it at me. If I said, hey, how you doing, beautiful? I got some ass. I knew if I pulled the door open for him, I got some ass. I knew if I walked to him when every guy's going up, giving me a number, I go, hey, how you doing, girl? What's your name? Mama Andre. What's your name? Erica? Oh, hey, you looking great. Give me their number the next day. I'm smashing them with no problem. So monogamy for me, I don't know about it. I don't know. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me, Dre, you supposed to be a woman. Because every woman that I met accepted me being the way I was, long as I still showed them attention. You don't need to show me. You don't need, long as I'm number one, Andre, I'm good. I don't want to be number two. I don't want to be number three. I want to be number four. Long as I'm number one, I'm okay. And I had every girl that I talked to believing that they were number one, long as I showed them respect, because I only had a pager. It ain't have to, it wasn't no cell phone. It wasn't nothing like that. So Dre, you're good, bro. You okay. Life for me before I turned 18 was the death of my heart. It was the death of what I believe what love was. It was the death of companionship. It was the death of intimacy. It was the death of relationship. I knew nothing about that. I didn't have a man in my life to tell me how to treat a woman or to be a man. I didn't have a woman in my life to tell me how to treat a woman or really do better for a woman. My mom just taught me never go over a woman's house empty-handed. Keep your nails clean and keep your ass clean. Clean up under your bed for your clothes. A woman don't want a man, a dirty ass man with no job. I followed those rules and I was okay because I always worked a job, but I was never showed those things at all. So when I go back and I'm like, hey bro, you a whore, you're doing this, that's all I knew, because I would take it out on myself. I took it out on myself. My abuse to myself was sleeping with women. My abuse to myself was going out there gangbanging. My abuse to myself was just living life to the fullest. So when I got shot in my head, when I ended up in the hospital from getting in a fight twice, when I just didn't give a damn, that was how I was dealing with things, because nobody showed me. There was nobody in my life. I just knew I didn't want to die. I just knew I didn't want to live like my boys in the projects. I had no kids. So, hey, bro, you can do it. A girl just told you, Dre, you got a big dick. At 15 years old, a girl's telling you, you got a big dick, and you didn't know that. That's how my life was. Sometimes we don't know what people go through. Sometimes we don't know the life that people have because we're not in those doors. We're not in their houses. We see that. So I know people may see me and they might be like, oh, he was this, he was that, he was this. But y'all didn't know, they didn't know the life I was living. They didn't know that. If people knew the life I was living, maybe they would have been more into it. But all I knew is that I was a dark-skinned kid that everybody called ugly growing up. That my mom was not there half the time and my dad wasn't there, and I've been living on my own since I was 14 years old. That I was barely making it. I had got shot. I had woke up in the hospital twice. I didn't have anything to live for. The only you are better than what you are. But at the same time, I'm 16, 17 years old doing threesomes all the time with high school girls that I'm with. And that's before I became an athlete, like the top guy, one of the top wrestlers in the state. And then when I became one of the top wrestlers in the state, it just, boom, all the women are coming at me. But nobody was telling me to go to college. Nobody was telling me to do any of those things. Confessions of an ex-male whore. Thank y'all for tuning in.